Kick his ass outside. Not again. All right? Hey, come in. Ladies and gentlemen, without no further ado, I want y'all to start clapping your hands now. We need some energy to get this first artist on stage. So come on, clap your hands, put your hands together, back for. Come to the stage, please put your hands together for the comedy style of Mr. William Lewis WEXLER. Come on, make some noise, come on.
How you all doing out there? No, look at this beautiful room. Look, I want some energy. How are y'all doing out here? Who's the son of a bitch in the back who said all white? If that's not a speech impediment, we're going to take it outside. Let's cut this mic down a little bit. I'm not your average black comic. That's because neither of my parents are African American. But before you giggle over there, sister, remember that Italian woman in New Jersey 2 weeks ago? She gave birth to twins, one white and one black. Gives a whole new meaning to who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Ain't it the truth, right? They played my song before, Jigger. That's because I'm Jewish. You figure out the rest. A confusing world we have here. I'm getting older, and the media keeps changing the meaning of words on me. When I was younger, gay meant happy, and a bash was a big party. Now you go to a gay bash, they throw your ass in jail. And what about coochie? I didn't know about coochie till 3 months ago. Now every time I see my kid and I go coochie, coochie, coo, I think they're gonna throw my ass in jail. And you go to Spanish Harlem, they got coochie frito, fried coochie. How did they do that? I'm still wondering. And the other day, like words are changing all the time. The other day I'm standing on the corner, Flatbush at church, brother walks up to me and said, "What's happening?" I said, "Nothing." He said, "You chilling?" I said, "Yeah, I got one." I mean, I don't know what to make of things like that. People are confusing me. Now they got a new word out. I found out what scrubs were. Scrubs are the things that doctors wear when they go into the operating room, right? Now I know. But they got a new word, pigeons. And near as I can figure out, a pigeon is a lady that's real fly but shits on your head. Am I wrong? Maybe. Maybe. I'll tell you though, there are some beautiful women out here tonight. Ooh, West Indian women. They got this walk. Ooh. It's like my motor's eyelid and the right guy can step on the gas and get me going. I gotta tell you, sugar and spice chocolate is nice, but I love all women. I love women. I don't get along with women. I don't get over with women, but I love women. I only have one thing against women. They make fun of this beautiful natural body of mine. Hey, I work out just as much of these bodybuilding brothers out there, except I work out with a knife and a fork. And remember this, my sisters, at my age, if I want to play with titties that don't sag, I gotta grow them myself. Ooh, there's some fine people. This couple over here in the corner who are talking to each other, I don't mean to interrupt you. He looks fine in that white jacket, and she looks really nice. They came in before, and I was sitting outside, and they gave me this strange look to say, And it was all I could do to stop and say, "Are you here for the Schwartz bar mitzvah?" They didn't. No. West Indian people are very interesting because their music, I happen to like reggae very much. Very much. But a lot of things that they tell me, I'm not sure they're true. There are a lot of Rastas out here with these dreadlocks, and they're telling me it's for religious reasons. It's to hide the ganja. You roll a thin spliff, you shove it up a little jerry curl, and if there are no dogs, you go right through the airport. I see this man here is taking pictures of me that are going to be used against me in my trial. So let me ask you guys a question. Anybody here got anything pierced besides your ears? I do not understand young people. They're piercing themselves, tattooing themselves. When I was young, we used all our energy to pierce other people and not to get pierced ourselves. The only part of the human body that I want to pierce is on a female, and I do not want to use a needle. All right, I want to take a this survey now. Maybe I'll get your attention. This is for the brothers out there. How many of you brothers go downtown? I know West Indian guys don't like to admit they go downtown, but I'm going to share with you something. From personal experience, I know a woman will forgive a small dick if you go downtown. Ain't that true, my sisters? And not only that, she will give you a nice, affectionate nickname. Like my old lady calls me Hennessy, because I'm a fine liquor. Of course, her name is Oralee, but she's from down south. And I gotta tell you something, my brothers. Going downtown is healthy. Because it is. It gives you an appetite for fish, which is healthier than red meat. And you girls, I got a word for you too. A man will forgive a loose caboose if you go downtown. Ain't that true, my brothers? All right. All right, we're going to continue with this survey. How many of y'all like doggy style? Oh, shit, I'm coming down for you, my sister. Woo-hoo. I got to confess, I love doggy style, except at my age, I do a little bit different. I roll over and play dead dog and let her do all the work. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, I said before that I happen to like reggae, because I'm trying to understand rap, but it's very, very hard for me. I do not understand how any African American in New York can dance to a song which every other phrase is, get your hands up, get your hands up, get your hands up. Don't understand it. And I don't understand rappers. Have you ever noticed that every rapper in the world does the same thing, this? No matter what he's singing, his hand is doing this. And the only thing I can figure out that this is American Sign Language for, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's all I can figure out. All right, now they tell me I should tell you a little bit about myself, about my life. But let's face it, if I had a life, would I be up here? I was born in the Bronx to parents who lived in Newark, New Jersey. That's because they wanted an imported baby. Now the hospital wouldn't deliver, so my mother had to go there and do it herself. Now you gotta know that I've been a Yankee fan since I'm born, which was great until I moved to Brooklyn. And I had to learn how to lie. I had to tell people that the NY stood for neurotic yin, because them Dodger fans was mighty fierce people. Now, you don't want to hear about my life? No. You don't want to share my cultural multi-ethnicity? You see, that's an example of what's going on in the world today. Racism is taking over our country. It's gotten so bad they blame all our bad weather on a little Spanish kid named El Nino. And the weather we haven't had yet, they're going to blame on his sister. And you know what racism produces? Two things. Reverse racism, which I've just seen an expression of, and what's something even worse, political correctness. Because of political correctness, the only person who can do unrestricted, unrestrained comedy is a short, fat, black, Hispanic lesbian of American Indian descent. And I've talked to my doctor, and he said the operation is possible and affordable. What shall we talk about? So, tell me, what's your name? You who will not smile at me, who will now, I'll put you on the spot like I'm on the spot. What is your name, my sister? Charisma. Charisma, and you have it too. And it's wrapped very nicely. Chris, these beautiful women out here, I know what I want for Christmas. I'm gonna make it easy on you, pleasure. You do not have to gift wrap it. As a matter of fact, I prefer it unwrapped. This reminds me of a high school dance, except there's girls on both sides. Maybe it's a gay high school dance, I don't know. I gotta tell you, it just went off. The air conditioning just went off. They want me to sweat to death out of here. You're in for a treat tonight. You got a singer coming up that you aren't gonna believe. She is going to knock your socks off, and you will not even have to take off your shoes for her to do it. She's so good. Let me tell you, her name is Kenya, and she is just out of sight. The bomb. That's another word, the bomb. And what about the word shit? When I was growing up, if something was shit, it was bad. Then a little bit later on, there was good shit, and then there was bad shit. now is the shit. Now, do you say the shit is shit? Or the good shit shit? Or the bad shit's not good shit and not the shit? I am totally confused about this. It just gets me going round and round in circles. Now, we have a small crowd here. You know, a lot of comics, they get upset with small crowds. But not me. Because being Jewish people need only 10 people to get it on. You get more than 10 people, it's gravy. But sometimes we don't have 10 people. They call this a minion or a quorum, and you have to go out into the street and find a 10th. Not too long ago, I was in services. We only had 9 people, and I had to go out to the street and I had to find a 10th. So I walked in downtown Brooklyn. I saw this brother with a big Jewish star, a gold Jewish star, wearing on a necklace. And I walked up to him and I said, "Excuse me, sir, are you Jewish?" And he turned to me and he said, "Yeah, I'm Jewish. I'm a true Jew. You're not a Jew. Your parents lied to you. I'm a true Jew. True Jews is black. You're not a Jew. Your parents lied to you." I wish he had told my parents that before I lost a couple of inches. Let me tell you. Oh, I didn't like that one. Oh, shall we talk about the world? Shall we talk about, how about what the media did to the couple of the century? A president who doesn't inhale, an intern doesn't swallow, a couple that was made for each other, media broke them up. Didn't like it. I have only one thing to say about it. If every draft beer in America can have a little head, so can our president. Isn't that true? But I do have one thing against President Clinton. He paid $850,000 to a woman who would not go down on him, would not suck his dick. Do you know what that did to the price of hookers in New York? Terrible, I gotta tell you. No, I won't suck your dick. That'll be $3,000. Whoa, don't like that. And this guy's got nerve. 2 weeks after they nominate him for the Nobel Peace Prize, he starts a war over ethnic cleansing. Now, you know ethnic cleansing is a terrible thing. Except in a New York City taxi cab in the middle of August when they won't turn on the air conditioning. Soap and water would not hurt some of those cab drivers, let me tell you. Well, I see I'm really communicating with you people. I can see that there's a bond of love between us, that you're just laughing and rolling in the aisles, and I really appreciate that. I'm feeling the love, I'm feeling the 45 at my back, but I gotta tell you, I'm gonna be getting off now. We should make everybody applaud. But before I get off, I have a confession to make. I hate rap music. Whoa, wait a minute. I'm supposed to hate rap music because rap music was invented so white people couldn't steal it. You are never ever going to see a white rapper get up on a concert stage and go, "Don't cry for me, my nigga, you die for me, my nigga." He gets through half the song, they're going to take his ass off stage and lynch the mother. Rap music is revenge for what Elvis Presley did to Carl Perkins. You got that, huh? Let me ask you something. Any of you people ever fly from New York to California? Nobody. Anybody ever go on a long plane ride and realize that the only thing they're going to point out to you is that the seat cushions float? That's great. I'm going from New York to California. The plane loses all 4 engines. Excuse me, Captain, could you detour to the Great Lakes or the Gulf of Mexico so I can use my floating seat cushion? Is there anyone out there who knows anybody whose life was spared by a floating seat cushion? No. Is there anyone who cares? No. Is there anyone who'd like to see the featured singer get up here? Okay, so I'm William Lewis WEXLER, FOB. It stands for Fat, Old, and Bald. I go on a diet, but then I just be a plain old SOB. Thank you very much.
Give it up for William Lewis.